Welcome back, everybody. Holiday Doc here with a special guest on this another dual commentary brought to you by LG1tx, and welcome to the club, the show, the fun. And we're going to be bringing you today Team Fear Australia in the ACL Pro tournament. Now, this is a great game with a bunch of great players in it. And Legit, why don't you take it away?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Legit, and as you see here, they're just setting up right away and just getting this top control of maps, especially on high-rise. Just that top control is just the first couple, like 20 seconds or so, is so crucial on high-rise, getting that top control and making sure you're going for those spawn kills. And they even did a quick push to try to get that flag cap and just getting ahead of the other team. And even as we're going into Black Ops here, all these strats will be transferred over for the most part, and just taking control of the map at the beginning is just crucial for all teams. Even if you're starting off as a new team, you need to focus on that and setups and a lot kind of stuff within the game, and make sure your team knows what each person's doing, where you're going, even what role you're obtaining and that kind of stuff within the match, and making sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things to bring with you on your way to Black Ops competitive, even for the public realm. You know, you really need to focus on first 30 seconds of the map, because that sets the pace of the game for the rest of the time. You know, you really need to utilize your timings, making sure that you know which routes get where first. And you know, Team Fear really does a good job of setting up and, you know, positioning and cutting off on all the routes on this map, and they really just kind of dominate off the start. And it seems like the other team's having a really hard time even positioning themselves. Maybe they got caught off guard, but it really seems like Team Fear is taking advantage of all the running gunning.
Yeah, and even, like, as you said, cutting them off guard, that helps your team so much. They get confused, and that can even get you a couple more flag caps within there, because they're trying to figure out how to counter what you're doing. And that even, as I said, a couple flag caps gives you that win.
Yeah, and you know, strategies for the most part stay the same on each map, because basically you want to follow the strategy of gaining map control. You know, positioning yourself on the forward third of the map. You know, allowing, you know, your teammates to spawn up through middle and not back in the spawn. That's where I kind of, you know, like to say that dedicated defenders on CTF hurts you more than gives you an advantage, because when you're playing a dedicated defender, now you force spawn back into your original area, and it's making the objective player have to work that much harder to get through the middle of the map and over to grab the flag.
Yeah, and as an objective player, getting stuck in the back of your spawn, getting spawn trapped, or even a team setting up against me, it's so hard, because you objective player usually runs with an SMG and just trying to get those shots off at those players. Your slayers need to run their role and actually slay. If they're not doing the role, they're just bringing the team down, and that's just so crucial. And slayers just setting up, taking it slow, trying to get out of that spawn trap or even like hard setup. Teams I've been on that, or even team scrims that I've played, teams that set up right at the beginning, as we were saying, usually win the match. They have that control, and they just take it slow after that. They have a couple of flag caps.
I totally agree with you. Like, the first minute, you can really get a good glimpse of how the rest of the game is going to play out. You know, it really shows you what team is prepared to play and which team's done their homework and utilizes their practice and their strategies. And, you know, I'm really curious to see if the whole roles aspect transfers over to Black Ops, because, as you know, the subtraction, I guess you could say, of Marathon, because, you know, I don't think anybody's going to use it if you can't use Dead Silence, because, you know, with headsets these days being so effective, you know, you really need to have that stealth.
Yeah, and even with the roles, without Marathon, because everybody's going to need that Ninja Pro on, because the headsets, as you said. But as that role is objective, the slayers will have even more pressure on them to slay, because you can't run as fast. And that's what kind of changed it in Modern Warfare 2, just the Marathon and everything, and lightweight helped objective players a lot. It's a lot easier. But Black Ops taking that way, it's going to be so much harder as an objective player.
For sure. One thing I really see Black Ops doing is focusing a lot more on callouts and being more precise, along with really being able to piggyback. You know, having people stay very close to that flag runner if he does get picked, He's going to need somebody to help bring that flag back because it's not going to be nearly as quick. You're going to run into a lot more respawns, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to actually get that job done.
Yeah, and your support player is, while objective player, is your best friend. If they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you're going to die. That's how it works, unless you're just like slowly slaying the other team by yourself, which usually doesn't happen, especially if lightweight on Modern Warfare 2. It won't be as bad because there's really no stopping power difference anymore, but just that support player helps you cut off. Getting those cutoffs for you help you a lot. Just watching those corners that you need, or even watching middle, them rushing at you from their base.
Yeah, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of map practicing coming out in the very first part of this game. People in those private matches calculating times and routes, and, you know, knowing those cutoff zones. And for people that don't know what cutoffs is, I got this question a couple of times on my last Machinima video. It was basically, you know, people just don't understand the lingo, I guess, but cutoffs for flag running is getting to a point where the enemy's going to be there before your flag runner. Simply put, you know, having the team, the slayers, the support players that know these popular routes helps your objective player actually get the job done, because the objective player is only as good as your slayers. If your slayers can't get the kills, your objective player is not going to be able to run around the map and get to where he needs to go.
Yeah, and even like learning these cutoffs and all that kind of stuff, where to go, spots, it's just basically playing the game, team scrimming other better teams. It's not the greatest if you find teams that are like probably not as good as you. Your skill or better is the best because they know what they're doing, they know the routes, and that's how you get better as a team and as a personal skill and that kind of stuff.
So what do you think the whole argument about gun skill is going to change with Black Ops? Do you think gun skill is going to be more of a factor because of the non-stopping power element, or do you feel that, you know, they just kind of adjusted it with the damage of the guns?
I personally say it's the damage of the guns. Stopping power is still there. Like, it really doesn't matter. They did it so basically M16 is one shot for the most part. If you get a chest shot, it's done. FAMAS is just like an ACR, that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing about like Modern Warfare 2, where they die in a couple shots. It's not like, oh, it's going to take longer for them to die, and that's a lot.
It's not like Halo? It's not like Halo?
No, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, how bad would that be?
Oh, the community would just rage. Oh, yeah. Man. I don't know about that. If they made Call of Duty like that, I don't know if I would stick with it. But when playing Black Ops, it just reminds me more of World at War, Rainbow Six, which I liked a little bit, but I don't know. It's just how you see the game and how you want it to be. Even if you go into the game, you're like, hey, I really don't think Black Ops would be that great. Go in with a positive attitude and just see what the game has to offer. I personally love the game. Just a really good game overall.
Do you think we're going to see a large increase in competitive side this round as opposed to Modern Warfare 2?
It's going to blow Halo away. That's my personal opinion. Just the LAN capabilities. My team is already getting ready for those LANs. We all already have travel schedules ready and who's picking up who and everything for tournaments. So we're all ready for it. It's going to be there. System link. It's all good. And it's going MLG. If it doesn't, I don't know why not.
I definitely see a huge increase in local events, even like non-MLG. You know, we're gonna see a lot of Walmarts, GameStops participating in these events. Up in Canada, we have Fax Gaming. I've heard lots of great things and lots of upcoming events from them, and that really opens the door. Now, what we need next is game battles to get the fuck on board with Canadians and get their paperwork done and allow the Canadian community to participate in the game battle stuff. You know, I don't know if everybody knows this. Yes, you can participate, but no, you cannot win a damn thing. And this translates directly over to the PCL and all the pro circuit stuff. You can participate, but you can't win. But I'm not even sure if you can participate in the PCL actually, because I tried to get an invite for somebody and it said because I was in the wrong country, but who knows. I'm psyched because of the local events, and you know, for myself, always playing on a 2 or 3 bar connection at 200 millisecond ping on basically every host I go to, I think it's going to offer these people in Canada a bigger outcome. So closing remarks. Go for it, legit.
Black Ops will be great. Get ready. Team control, team scrims. Just go for it.
Hell yeah. Thanks everybody for checking out the video. Holiday Doc and LG1T, Mr. Legit, out of here.
Peace.
Victory.